Do you know what time it is? Do you know what time it is? It's time to rescue Bob. Lift off! Okay. It's not time to rescue Bob just yet. Also, I'm just now realizing that in one episode I said, this will be the second time we need to rescue Jeb. It's not Jeb, it's Bob. I've called him Jeb, I've called him Bill. Okay, alright, so we need to get there in 31 minutes from now. Our total burn time until then is roughly... I'm not entirely sure what our burn time is. But it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 8, 6, 9... Hold on. I don't even know. That's roughly 9 minutes. That's roughly 15 minutes. That's roughly 16, 17, 18, 19. So we have about 20 minutes. So we need to be burning for about 2/3 of this time. But we need to get over there. That's the thing. So I don't know if we'll be able to do this. But, you know, maybe we'll just wait to catch up to him. That's fine. Lift off. Okay. So this is a ship, which is designed to have over 20 kilometers per second of delta V and rescue, rescue Bob. I can't even keep his name straight. I'm going through this effort to rescue him and I don't even know his name. Okay, so we're going to want to... The tightly locked nature is not helping us here because we're in the exact opposite direction to do this efficiently. So we're going to need to do a really intense gravity turn. Especially since we can't really turn off these boosters. And these boosters by themselves are more than we need to get to orbit. So we're going to need to go really, like, really intense gravity turn. Like, probably even more than this. Like, this is probably not enough. Because we're still accelerating towards it and not parallel to it. Like, we want to be matching our velocity with it. We're going the opposite direction we need to right now. Okay, so that's our reentry flames are appearing. But we shouldn't burn up. The atmosphere should be gentle enough that we shouldn't burn up doing this. Although we'll want to go even further into this gravity turn. But our atmosphere, our apoapis is out of the atmosphere. Oh, we still have 300 meters per second of that. So we can wait. We can afford to wait. Can we afford to wait 5 minutes? Okay. Can we afford to wait that long is the question. Okay, delta V. What do we got as for delta V right now in the stages that matter? Okay, first of all, decouple this. We have, let's use the calculator, because we're going to wait a little while anyway. 1902 plus 3234 plus 3786. That's only 9. Granted, we already are going a decent amount, and we can berth our way a little bit there, but that is not as much as I thought. So we're going to have to... Oh, the inclination isn't even right. So, okay, so we're not even going to be able to do it on this pass anyway. So it was wishful thinking, but... so let's just line ourselves up for a bit. I forgot I'm still on 100 times time warp. Let's redo that, shall we? Alright, so I added a bit more fuel this time. Oh, I forgot to redo the fairing, but that's fine. Okay, let's do this again, and let's switch to standard physics warp. And not the ridiculous Frankenstein that we have going right now. Oh, that's, spaghetti. It's complete spaghetti. Okay, that's not gonna work, so let's redo that again. I swear I always try to start these episodes with a bang, and something happens. Okay, take 3. Don't ask how the Kerbals managed to build 3 rockets in 30 minutes. In less than 30 minutes, because they're launching at the same time. You know what they did? They just built 3 different ones and launched them all at the same time from identical launch pads that are right next to each other, but invisible. Yeah, and then you can totally see them. You can totally see them. Look at the rocket over there. That one's exploding. Okay, so let's go learning our lesson. We want to do an even harder gravity turn. But I don't want to duplicate a bunch of this commentary, so I'm probably just going to speed most of this up. Oh, is that going to hit? Okay, it's not going to hit. Right, okay. Target, ion test. I didn't even give that a proper name. I just called it ion test. They didn't even give it like an Angzar designation. I just called it ion test. I can warp until there and be fine. Let's burn all this fuel in an attempt to catch up with this guy. Okay, so launching, we're doing fairly well on the parallel aspect of the orbits. He is 20 minutes from periapsis. I am doing all right. That's the wrong button. That's not the time warp button. That's the that button. I am doing actually a bit. So I'm going to burn inwards a little bit, basically, because I am a bit too not parallel for this to work out. I'm also going to burn slightly north, so we can get an intercept with this guy in the reasonable near-term future. We're still not parallel, so go inwards, orbit in. Okay, so that is a somewhat parallel trajectory. At least up until that point. So what I'm going to do, you are 19 minutes away from that, I am 29 minutes away from that, you are 23 minutes away from that, so we can't get perfectly in there. But I can get to about here-ish. And then target retrograde should just about work. Now granted, I don't know why the delta V is so high. So this is probably not going to work. We're probably going to need to use a significant portion of the island stage to do this rendezvous. So, oops. So that didn't quite work out as well as I wanted it to. Can I use the 12x warp and be stable? Like, how are we doing on compression of the ship right now? 8x. Oh wait, I didn't. I need to press select. 4x, 8x, 12x. Okay, we can. Okay, so it's going to encounter us in about 3 minutes. Then hopefully we should get a more accurate target velocity indicator. And we're going to be in the same sphere of influence for about 30 seconds, basically. Okay. So that should be fine. Oh, we're out of fuel in this stage. Fairing, decoupler, engine. And that's 4. I do think it still has about 8 km per second of delta V on board, maybe as little as 650, something like that. It has some fuel left to make this rendezvous a little bit better on my behalf. Oh, why is the target retrograde changing? Okay, hold on. I'm actually going to make a maneuver node for this. It's obvious that something has gone wrong and we're not going in the correct direction. And that should give us enough fuel to... That should give us something to do until... can I use node on this one? Yes, I can. That should give us enough to do until it gets out of the sphere of influence and we actually get our rendezvous marker. Because I don't think cross sphere of influence rendezvous were ever a thing in Kerbal 1. I just completely botched the maneuver. But I'll do it anyway. Okay, let's just go target retrograde. That should give us enough oomph. Yeah, there's no way that I'm gonna... Yeah, it's gonna pass us. We're getting overtaken! Yep. Bye. Bye, Bob. But we should... The rest of the distance can be covered under ion power, I think. It shouldn't be that bad. I'll use the fuel on this guy to set my rendezvous, and then I'll use the ion on this guy to brake. We'll see about this in a second. Hopefully we have enough fuel to actually get back into orbit around, what's this called again? This is called Athena. Hopefully. It may not work. Okay, so that cut our velocity, our relative velocity, down to about 1.78 kilometers per second. And then there's this thing. So let's go back to this guy for a second and use its remaining fuel to close our distance and close our velocity. Let's see, we got 1.25 remaining. And let's see what we can do with that. Okay, well, let's just burn it all retrograde. That's probably all we're gonna get out of this thing. Although, okay, hold on. Retrograde and anti-normal, because that's normal. Because like I have to be at an angle for the solar panels to work, is what I'm saying. And I might as well use that in a productive direction. Okay, right, because I can only fire to a certain amount because it bring enough solar panels. Okay, 100x select, because I have to press 2 buttons to select it. I forgot. And I'm going to aim for a intercept at the descending node, or at least a reconciliation of radial out of it. Radial out and retrograde is going to be my next angle to do this rendezvous. This is definitely an unconventional rendezvous. Okay, and then the rest is just going to be retrograde, because that is a pretty close intercept with the line, but not a very close intercept with anything else, basically. Not a close intercept with the ship, but a close intercept with the ship's orbit. 700 meters per second left. 500 meters per second left. $100 meters per second left. And I'm going to keep a little bit of fuel just in case, because I have a bit of a hunch. Because like this thing might be out of communications range. I did include an antenna. Oh wait, I turned ComNet off. Silly me. So let's just extend these solar panels so we can get this ion engine going. Because I can control this at whatever range I want. Wonderful. Let's get those extended. I do like in Kerbal too that it is a bit easier because the symmetry, it automatically does the symmetry ones, which is undesirable in some situations, but desirable in most situations. I don't want to make sure. Okay, just want to make sure I didn't accidentally stage the decoupler like I did that one time. Target is only 900 meters per second off. I'm going to kill relative velocity not here, but at the nodes. So that's about the right spot to kill relative velocity. And again, I am actually not doing I'm not in a great fuel situation, but I am going to do the zigzag maneuver just so I can save time here. I won't anywhere else. Actually, no, I won't. Yeah, I won't even bother because like I'll just use the first set of solar panels to run the ion engine. Whatever solar panels are currently facing the sun, that's fine. That's good enough, I'd say. So then after this, we should be on pretty parallel trajectories. And I can just burn towards it with like 500 meters per second or so. Oh, we lost a set of solar panels. I think, maybe. Okay, we're good now. And we've matched velocity. Now, the one thing I am worried about is, do we actually have enough fuel to get back? I'm gonna kill the remaining amount of velocity first. 230, 150, 140, 130, 120, 110, 100 meters per second remaining. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Okay, so we are about 145,000 kilometers behind it. So let's go towards the target and start burning. But before we do that, do I have enough fuel to slow down and get into an orbit? I think I do, but it's going to be close. Especially with V infinity and all that. I'm going to have enough, right? 78,000? I goofed. How much is it going to take? And that's if I burn now. I'm a kilometer per second short. I'm going to have to rescue the rescue mission. Wait, hold on. Unless... Okay, I have another idea. So if I do this, I'm just going to say negative 9,000. Does that at least get me into an orbit around this place? No, it doesn't. But I can then enter the orbit around the black hole, and then eventually rendezvous my way back here. Which is a bit more than this guy signed up for. I'm probably just going to send a second rescue mission, to be honest. It's not that much extra Delta V. But anyway, so let's just focus on getting to the target at this point. Okay, so I have 9 days away. In order to get to an encounter before I leave the sphere of influence, I'm going to need... It is... Okay, so okay, 9 days is... Well, each day is 6 hours, so 9 days. Is 54 hours, is 3,240 minutes, is about 194,000 seconds. So, and I need to cover a distance of 9,300 meters. Sorry. So, I need to figure out what speed I need to be going. Basically, 9,278,000 divided by that means I'm going to be going 47 meters per second. I'm going way too fast, so I'm going to catch up to it just fine. And in fact, I'm going to do a bit of a course correction here to slow down in time, in the right spot, in the right direction. And I should be just fine. Well, besides not having enough fuel to slow down. And here we are. I don't think I left enough time to slow down. I think we're going to go overshoot like by a fraction. But no, yeah, we're going to be fine. We're not going to overshoot. Okay. 5 meters per second. 4 meters per second. 3 meters per second. 2 meters per second. 1 meter per second. I think that is the highest energy rendezvous I've completed to date, except for possibly some realism overhaul ones, but that doesn't really count because it's that fast. So, alright, so let's grab science and get out of here. And never seeing this thing again. It's gonna shoot off into deep space. So now we have 8.5 kilometers per second to work with here. And if we burn it all retrograde, it's not gonna do enough to get us back in here. So we could either try to orbit the black hole system enough to get us home, or we could send another rescue ship once we have burned all of our fuel here. So I will burn most of the fuel and see where that gets us and see if it's worth it to pursue any specific goal over the other one. So yeah. This is the song that plays when the ion engines burn. It takes so long to ever return to the planet from whence we came. And I've ran out of the same 10 Kevin MacLeod songs that I always use. Oh, things that I'll do for just a little bit of extra Delta V. So come and see the ion engine song, and the ion burn is done. Let's get back to the video. That's so stupid. Okay, so we have finally run out of fuel, and we are about 9 days from escape. So this is going to be like a multi-century rendezvous. I don't want to do that. So it looks like we are going to set another rescue mission for this one. And in order to catch up to it before it escapes, we could catch up to it after it escapes, we would need to get there in 9 days. Which means we'd be going roughly 3 times as fast, which means we'd accelerate to 15 kilometers per second. How fast is this going to start off with? So this is going to be a rendezvous outside of this sphere of influence. You're going 4, so we get a boost of 4 to start with, but yeah, I'll deal with that. And then we need to slow down by 6 afterwards and have enough to return home. So I'll see what I come up with for ships, and I'll catch up to you when we're there.